All right, what's up? It is almost 12 p.m. I have class in roughly an hour. I've made it back home from my other class. I was able to present my project and show the trailer. It was a post class thing. Most everybody left, but if you decided to stick around, then you got to do it, which was great, because there were a handful of people I just did not want to present in front of because they're really rude and like crazy judgmental. And because of that, I'm pretty sure they've got some like tinge of hypocrisy in them. But with that being said, I was able to do like what I wanted to do, and it was pretty great. And I basically passed. Well, I mean, I assume I passed. I have to wait and see what my professor says, but the like smaller portion of the class that I got to present in front of kind of chuckled at some of the stuff that I was talking about, and they all seemed pretty interested, which was pretty cool. So I don't know how well that'll carry over, but hopefully everything goes okay. Outside of that, I have another class coming up, like I said, in like a little under an hour. I am still tired. I was able to like lay down and like nap. Oh, ultimately, right? Yesterday I slept from what had to have been about probably 3 p.m. or so to roughly 10 p.m., right? But I got woken up about 3 to 4 different times, all while that was happening. And like as of late, when I get woken up out of my sleep, it gives me like a mini heart attack. Like I wake up in a panic, and I don't know why. I don't know what's been going on, but like that's been happening. All right, and so um yeah, it kept me awake a little bit. I only got up because A, I had to pee, but B, I had to turn in a project. And so I turned a project in, ended up laying back down. Um, and then from, let's just say I finished the project a little under like 12 a.m. From basically 12 a.m. to like 3 a.m., I was asleep and ended up waking up, I believe, to work on the other project. But if not that, it's because somebody had texted me or something. And then from roughly 3 a.m. to 6 a.m., I was awake working on a project. Turned it in. Then from, which I think I made a video about that, right? Then from about 6 a.m. to about, I want to say, like 9 a.m., I was asleep again, all right? And then got up. Well, I say 9 a.m. Really, it was like 8 something. I was asleep again. And then from 8 something onward is when I got up, went to class, and now it's almost 12 p.m. And I'm still tired. All right. So, um, oh, and like hungry, of course. So I'm warming something up, and after all that's like cooled off, I'll eat it, and then I'll head back off to class. And I should be out of class around 2 something, almost 3. And I'll come home and I'll sleep. Well, assuming that I'm still feeling as tired, I'll sleep from 3 something to probably 12. But I don't know, right? I'm off of work for the next few days, so I have time to kind of just goof off, make videos, just be awake and whatnot. But I find that due with the excess stress and like the aftermath of the breakup and everything, I find that being able to just kind of sleep the day away helps time pass so that I can be out of class sooner. So that like days go on and I just kind of have a more peaceful state of mind. But at the same time, yeah, I am feeling just out of it. Like I haven't slept at all. And today was like especially like crazy because it's like I slept but wasn't asleep, which I've had some people tell me that that's happened to them before, but it's rarely ever happened to me. I remember being awake with my eyes closed, listening to a song on repeat for hours, right? And somewhere along that way, it felt like I was daydreaming, but as if I was actually dreaming. And then a little deeper in, I ended up actually sleeping. And I woke up not even feeling like, I had been aware that I was asleep. And I felt a little like more so well rested. But when the presentations came in for class, man, like it just washed over me. And I felt like going right back to bed. I was like, oh my goodness. And like now I have another class that's even longer than the class I just got out of. And I feel like, I'm still going to be pretty sleep deprived and pretty tired. So naturally, I just feel like I want to cry. And I feel like it's probably because of the lack of sleep. Like once I feel rested, I won't have that feeling. But right now, I just feel like a baby, like a toddler. Like I am tired, man. And it's just so crazy. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I have moments like this. It's not often, but they come in like waves randomly, and I'm not too sure why. So, this isn't my first time ever feeling like this, but it has been a while since I felt like this. So, yeah, that's always fun to deal with. And I'm finally able to delete a lot of the excess videos that I was making for class, which is freeing up a lot of space on my computer. And so, um, like I said, when I do have the downtime, I want to try to utilize it with using some of this excess footage to kind of just go on rants and say whatever's on my mind. And one of the bigger things that I wanted to talk about, so I don't think it should just be like correlated with breakups. I think it should be correlated with just getting over anything in general, but having the ability to um, calm down basically and like look back on everything really just helps, right? And so I've just been not necessarily to myself, but more so not I don't want to say distracting myself because I don't want to see it as a distraction. I don't really think it's like mainly distractions. I think it's more so just being able to chill and um keep like a level head and I feel like it's maturing. I think that's the word that I'm looking for. I feel like I am maturing because I know in the past when it came to like breakups or losing friends or whatever the case may be, I would be super upset. I would and I have a coworker who was talking to me about it and I might make a video about all that. But he went on this whole like rant about wanting like revenge or vengeance or getting his get back for like a partner treating him however and him like breaking up with them and having all that time wasted and just being vindictive and all this stuff. And I feel like at one point I was like that. But now it's I feel like it doesn't contribute in any kind of healthy way now. I feel like just being able to let things go and move as time moves feels a little more calming and settling than anything. I will admit though that the other day I ended up telling one of my siblings, my younger sister, that I just broke up with my girlfriend because she was actually closer with my girlfriend than most of anybody else in my family. And she was like shocked and confused, like, why? What happened? What's going on? And it was like one of those little TikTok trends where you see them like telling the younger sibling that they break up and the younger siblings like falling apart. Except my sister wasn't falling apart. It was just more so concern. And she ended up hitting me with like do you need a hug? And I was like, no, like I'm fine. And she ends up hugging me anyway. And when I tell you, I felt like I needed to cry after being hugged, and it was just weird. I didn't feel like that at all until she ended up hugging me, and I just like brushed it off as a joke, like "oh, thanks for the hug" or whatever. But it still did, yeah, hit me kind of heavy, and I just I don't know why that is. I like looking back on it. I'm thinking as a kid, right? I don't know how many of you have gone through it. But as a kid, there were times where when I hurt myself, I was fine, right? But if somebody coddled me after I hurt myself, I burst into tears. It was like somebody acknowledging that I was hurt made me process that I needed to acknowledge that I was in pain. And I feel like that's what it was. It was somebody, I don't want to use the term enabling because I don't think that's the right word. Somebody, I guess, accepting with me that it's something heavy that I should be bothered by, further pushed me to feel like I was bothered by it. I guess that's the best way to explain it. And yeah, it just kind of rocked me a little bit when that was happening. And it's not like the only thing that's just been on the forefront of my mind, but it for sure is one of those things that was just eating away at me and had me all, shaken up and somewhat upset. But all in all, I guess I'm okay. I think I've been all right. I haven't really been like hung up on much of anything to like really shake me or really screw me up or whatever the case may be. So I feel I feel pretty good, you know? I feel like centered. I just feel like there are times where I'm going to be shaken up or upset or whatever the case may be. And I'm just needing time to calm down and get into the right headspace, essentially. So, that sucks. And like sometimes I'll think, I wonder how bad it's going to be when I lose someone that I'm really close to. Because, of course, with a relationship, that's one thing. It's not like they're gone forever. It's just that for a very long time, I won't like be able to speak to them or see them or whatever the case may be. Unless, of course, I do something to push to change that. But in most cases, when you want to heal and grow, you don't, right? Um, but like, I think what is it gonna be like when like my parents or siblings die if they die before me? Because there's no going back to them. There's no talking to them once they're in the ground. And it kind of gives, and we talked about this in class, but it kind of gives this idea that like say what it is you need to say before it's too late, because once it's too late, it's too late. They won't be able to hear what you have to say. You guys can't physically connect anymore. And I feel like maybe when it comes to funerals and whatnot, the people who are crying the most or who are touching the bodies and everything are probably going to be the people who felt like they couldn't say everything they needed to say. And, they've missed that opportunity to say it. And I'm sorry if like this video is a little more down and morbid. This is kind of just the mind space I'm in right now, post like insomnia, still having to get to another class, still tired, um, still got the stress of some projects that I need to turn in, and still slowly climbing that hill of getting over a breakup. This is just the mind space that I fall into sometimes, and it's not always the case, but as of late, it's just been rearing. And I want to say, based on like the quote I talked about in the last video, that could be tied a little more to just depression. I'm thinking about things that have happened in the past that I could have changed, or things that happened in the past that I don't know why they happened, and I would want an answer to it, but there's no reasonable answer when like emotion or feelings are brought into play, right? And so, yeah, I'm just more so, like I said, calm, right? But now I'm feeling shooken up, and I'm not necessarily scared, but I'm more so, I guess, like dawning on it all. It's all washing over me, and yeah, you know. But all in all, like I said, I have been, I think, better. I think I've been feeling better, because I have been forcing myself to get rest in times where I would usually be awake, spending it either with an ex or with friends. I have been forcing myself to finish work early and finish chores and errands early as well. Um, I've been forcing myself to just do a lot and get a lot done, and I feel like that is an important thing to do. Not solely in a sense of keeping yourself distracted, but also, bettering things around you and about yourself. Because when things are cleaner, look nicer, feel nicer, are better, you tend to follow suit with your surroundings. And so, you know, when you end up in like a rough patch like that, you shouldn't stay in a dirty room. You shouldn't let things pile and stack up against you. You shouldn't overwhelm yourself even more because it just makes life more difficult for you. And um, I probably need a therapist. But that's pretty much it. This was Final Fantasy. It's been a minute since I've been on. I forgot what level I was. I want to keep playing it. I've genuinely been having fun in it and have been enjoying Final Fantasy. I just don't have a lot of friends to play with, so I'm alone in that regard. But all in all, I do still enjoy it. So, yeah, that's it for now. I will catch you guys later. Eat my balls.